What's up, fam? This is FPS Dunk, and I would like to talk about some things I would like to change about Warzone to make it a better gameplay experience. Number one on my list, and it's probably number one on most people's list, is the gas mask animation. Let's keep it real here. It is ridiculous. It is obnoxious, and it does not need to be in the game. If this was some sort of realistic shooter, or more realistic than it is, if you will, then I totally understand. But this is Call of Duty we're talking about, and compared to everything else, like the armor satchel, you don't put an actual armor satchel on, you don't look bulkier. Why do you need to put a gas mask over your face? It's just not necessary. It just takes away from the gameplay dynamic, and it ends up being a detriment most times when it shouldn't be. It should just be only a positive thing, like finding an armor satchel to finding a gas mask. It's gotta go. It's gotta go. Alright, number two, let's talk about the Gulag. I love the Gulag. I think it's one of the most differentiating things in this game when it comes to being a battle royale experience. But throwables have to go. And what I mean by that is stun grenades, flash grenades, bouncing betties, any equipment, frags, mollies, it's gotta go. I think the AR change was good, but it should just be weapons. You already have people throwing rocks at you. 1v1 with an assault rifle or a submachine gun. Let's go. That's perfect the way it is. Stun grenades in the Gulag are absolutely broken, and they need to be removed as soon as possible. You don't even have to hit the person directly to get almost a full effect of the stun. It's dumb. Please remove them. Now, if they do keep something, like maybe a flashbang grenade or it's always a Molotov, I think it should always be the same thing. That's like my middle ground there. I don't like that it rotates. C4 is way too strong. There's too many avenues to win that 1v1 without actually being the better player, it needs to, I get that dynamic, but it should just be a straight 1v1. Just weapons. Just weapons. Alright, next, I think they need to buff the recon contracts. Not with what they do. I actually really like that they show the next circle, kind of like the whole Apex Pathfinder dynamic. I like that a lot. Information is power, but there's just not a lot of reason to do a recon contract compared to a bounty. Bounties are just more fun. You get to know where almost always the nearest enemy is, and then the scavenge contracts, you just get so much loot and you get a lot of money out of those chests while also completing a contract. There's not a lot of reason to do recon contracts over anything. So I think they need a little bit of a buff, and my guess would be maybe drop one more armor plate and just bump up the money a bit. Don't overdo it, but just definitely they need a buff. They need a buff. Alright, number four, we're going to get more controversial here, but this is something that needs to change, and I've been preaching this since the moment I played this game for the very first day, and that is no infinite parachuting. It is obnoxious. Not even Fortnite has infinite redeploy parachutes. Off the initial jump, I totally understand. And being able to get where you want, where you need to go, is important off the initial rip. But let's be honest, there is too much rooftop camping, and essentially it's because there's no risk. I think there needs to be risk when it comes to camping on a rooftop, and it's kind of going to my next one in a way, but I really believe the game would play so much better if there was no infinite parachuting. It would be a more smooth experience, and people need to be more conscious of the choices they're making. They can't just get to the rooftop and then just jump off. It'll also help with people coming back from rebuys or gulags. Like, you can land on a rooftop, yeah, but you're gonna have to figure out a way to get off of it after you land. There needs to be risk. There just simply needs to be risk to getting the high ground. Alright, number five, and maybe my most controversial take, is I think they need to remove dead silence. Dead silence is really strong. I wouldn't say it's overpowered, but it is very, very strong. In a battle royale experience, I don't think there should be a get around to audio. Just the amount of plays you can make when you have dead silence is ridiculous, which it's like the whole point, you go dead silent, but I just don't think it fits in the battle royale / Warzone type style. It is totally Call of Duty. Dead silence and Call of Duty go hand in hand, and they always will. But I don't think it should be in Warzone. I don't think you should be able to acquire it in Warzone. It just should not be there. Now, what I think should be in its place, going back to my other point, is a parachute dynamic. For example, like Fortnite, you can find redeploy parachutes and it's a 10 count, but it takes up an inventory slot. I think the same thing should be added into Call of Duty. I think it should go in the slot where Dead Silence would go. It's a conscious thing. Maybe it's 5, maybe I would say 10's probably too much because you can't, there's just, I don't know, there's so much high ground. Maybe 3 to 5 redeploys that you get. And it would help the game tremendously when it comes to the vertical play. It would let people still do it, but there would be not a risk necessarily, but there would be a trade-off. Yes, I can go to the rooftop and camp a little bit. Yes, I can redeploy, but I can't pick up a trophy system. I can't pick up an armor box. I can't pick up a munitions box, stopping power rounds, etc. Alright, and with that, that will be it for the 5 things I would change about Warzone to make it a better experience. This is my first opinionated piece on Call of Duty and or Warzone. Any feedback would be tremendous, positive or negative. I need to know what I can improve on, you know what I'm saying? If you have anything else that you would change, any comments or anything, please let me know below. I'm going to go through them. I'm always interested in hearing different people's opinions because I don't think anyone is wrong in a scenario like this. We all want what is best for Warzone, so I would love to hear it. I would really appreciate that. Hope you have a good day, and I'll see you out there in the battlefield. Peace.